Hello everybody, Trish back again. Wasn't gonna post this particular video till next week, but then I remembered got an eye appointment, piano lessons, and a few other things going on next week. So, you know the old saying, strike while the iron's hot. Well, the iron is hot. Jeff Recordman 1959 sparked this, idea in my head. I've been meaning to show it for a while, but he showed a jazz record, and it said, ooh, gotta, show this, because next week I think it's gonna be a little crazy for me, eye appointment, piano lessons, and stuff like that. So I figure while I'm thinking about it, and I know exactly where it is, I'd show this. The History of Jazz. This is based on that series, Ken Burns Jazz. It was on Channel 13 years ago, and it's out on DVD, and it's awesome. I mean, truly awesome. And yeah, these are the CDs. There's 4 of them. This before my dad died, I got him this set. Maybe right before we moved here, or right after. I think it was right after. And if you ever see this, there's a I believe it's out on DVD. It's called Ken Burns Jazz, and I saw this on I saw it on, what was it, Channel 13, like 10-15 years ago, and I loved it. It just educated me on the jazz and the early jazz, and I think if my memory serves me correct, they showed clips from the 1920s, and just there's so much great jazz out there, and so much great jazz artists. If you ever get a chance to see on DVD, you might be able to find it at your library. So check it out if you're curious about jazz and the beginnings of it. I highly recommend it. I mean, late 90s, after all, when MTV and VH1 were showing videos, and all they were playing were this rap and hair metal, and I probably told you about the story about making my dad a mixtape before I got my computer and all, and practically belly crawling to his record collection to borrow his records and at work, and then like doing this, like here's a stack of records, right? I pull one out like this, and like, okay, the one I'd like pull one out and say, okay, here, the one I'm borrowing is on this side of that album. So, it was, but I learned so much from that too, like, I used to not like jazz in my 20s and 30s, and the closest I came to liking jazz is Herb Alpert. Then I heard of this guy, Chuck Mangione, and I'm like, what is this? And someone said jazz. I said, it's alright, then, like I said, when this hair metal and, the radio stations and the music stations became infested with nothing but all this junk that was coming out, I said, you know what? Gotta give jazz another try. And I'm glad I did. Then I saw that TV series, and wow, excellent stuff. And looking bad, some of that hair metal wasn't bad. It was just pardon my trying to hold this back. I guess at the time it was just like that's all they were playing, and you hear it was like you got tired of it real quick because that's all that was being played. And then on top of that, we were playing a lot of it. Frank and I were playing a lot of it at the school dances. So between the TV and the school dances, I was like, I gotta expand my musical horizons. And then but you gotta taste it all, right? And decide what you like and what you don't like. Pardon me looking down here. I'm trying to squeeze this darn thing in here. It won't. And even today, there's still some great jazz out there. And check it out, man. I mean, Ken Burns Jazz. He does this documentary about the earliest beginnings of jazz and the Dixieland and the swing era. It's just a real eye-opener, and you learn a lot. And the beginnings of Miles Davis, and then he went into that rock jazz fusion, and he got into the drugs, and that's one, there was one Miles Davis album. There was one or two of them were that like that, and it was just, and I saw a DVD about him one time, and just the movie was this. I forget what, whether it was at Montrose or one of these rock festivals. I guess he was on some kind of drugs, and he was experimenting with a rock and jazz fusion, and it didn't do anything for me. I like his straight, solid, his jazz. 'Cause, maybe it wasn't what I expected. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. Don't know when I'll be back. I was going to do another showing next week after piano lessons. I know I won't be showing one Monday night because, after they put those drops in your eyes, you can barely see a thing, Oh, golly. Okay, so, but I'm sure, let's see, tomorrow. I don't know. I don't plan to do a showing tomorrow, but who knows? I might stumble upon a record store and see something I like, but I don't plan it. But it's always why I don't plan stuff. And I try to budget my money that stuff like that happens. And anyway, but I'm trying to be very careful lately, like I said, because of the I don't know how much my new glasses are going to cost. I'm going to guesstimate at least $400, and if it's below that, I'll be pretty lucky, but I'm guessing it's going to be pretty pricey. Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend, and peace and love.